Tata Motors has been very aggressive in terms of updating their vehicles over the last 2 years. Right from their affordable SUV, the Punch, all the way to the flagship SUV, the Safari. A lot of updates have been done to the lineup. And this right here, the Harrier, has also received its midlife update. So today in this video, I'll walk you through this Harrier facelift. I'll be showing you the changes that have been made to the exteriors, interiors. Also, I'll be sharing you the engine specifications, safety features. By the way, if you're new to the channel, I'm Rohit, I make automotive content. So if you like this review, consider subscribing it and tap on the bell notification to get the latest updates. Well, for the beginners, Harrier was first launched in 2018, which was the first generation. And this right here, like I told you, has got the midlife update, or you can just call it facelift. As you can see, the facelift looks a little different from the outgoing model. Also, the interiors have been changed. So let's start off with the exteriors and see the changes that have been made. Well, the front fascia has been completely redesigned. You get a new radiator grille with silver highlights, and the same has been continued for the lower grille as well. There's a new glossy black finish front skid plate. The ADAS sensor has been placed right at the center of the lower grille. You get a front camera with parking sensors. Then coming to the headlamps, they have been repositioned. This time we'll be having them in the lower bumper section. Now these headlamps are LED projector units. Also you'll be getting LED fog lamps with cornering function. Personally, I like these headlamps. They look much better compared to the outgoing model. The previous ones were very hideous. However, this design looks neat. Also, you get these air damps which are in the headlamp units. Now, the main eye-catching element from the front fascia would be these end-to-end connected DRLs. As you can see here, the front DRLs run across the bonnet lining. Looks attractive, especially at night. Also, the turn indicators have been integrated into these DRLs as well. So, they are bifunctional and are sequential type. Now moving on to the sides, these tires happen to be 235 by 60 section 18-inch tires. Also you get new 18-inch black dot alloys. By the way, if you're into dark edition, you'd be getting 19-inch wheels, which is insane. Then on the doors, you can find the Harrier mascots. The ground clearance is unchanged. You get 205mm or 20.5 centimeters, which should be more than enough. Also, there are no structural changes for this Harrier facelift. It is built on Omega Arc platform, which is derived from JLR Group. So this Omega Arc platform will be one of Harrier's strengths. Coming to the brakes, all the four wheels have been equipped with disc brakes. Also, just like the Nexon, these alloys get aero inserts, again for better aerodynamics. Then moving your way up, you get dual pane panoramic sunroof, followed by a shark fin antenna, along with black roof rails. Now this being the Fearless variant, you get dual tone roof. Speaking of which, the Harrier has been classified into 4 variants. There's Smart, Pure, Adventure and Fearless variants. So these 4 variants will be the main variants, and they are further subcategorized. Then moving your way to the rear section, again just to match the front LED connected DRLs, you get these LED connected tail lamps. You get an integrated roof spoiler with high mount stop lamp, defogger and wiper on the rear windshield, and the entire tail lamp unit has been given a black finish. And also just like the front turn indicators, the rear turn indicators happen to be the sequential type. Well, as you can see, the tail lamps actually wrap around the sides, which is kinda nice. The rear camera has been placed here. You get Harrier badging on the tailgate, followed by parking sensors in the lower bumper. And in the corners, you'll find rear fog lamps with rear air dams. So the air will be fed here through the air dam and exits here. Also, just like the front skid plate, the rear skid plate has also been finished in glossy black. And the spare wheel has been placed underneath the car. Alright, now let's check out the boot space. So this Harrier gets an electric tailgate function, which comes very handy. Also, you can open the tailgate by using a gesture. Now, coming to the boot carrying capacity, this Harrier gets 445 liters of boot space. There's a parcel shelf here. Also, there's a JBL subwoofer here. Speaking of which, this Harrier comes with 10-speaker JBL premium sound system, and the sound quality is really good. Now, if you plan on increasing the boot carrying capacity, you can do so by folding down those rear seats, which have a 60-40 split. And right here, you'll find the button to close the tailgate. Alright, now time to check out the rear seats. Before doing so, let me just put these seats back to the place. By the way, let me just show you the elements used in the doors. You get 2 door bins, one for your bottles and the other for your belongings. The door handles have these yellow leather treatment. The side armrest is leather padded. The door openers get dark chrome finish. And this time the facelift Harrier comes with sun blinds for the rear passengers. Now coming to the seating comfort, as you can see, I have a lot of knee room and headroom. The under thigh support is also decent. You've got magazine holders. Now the rear AC vents have been mounted on the sides, which is quite thoughtful as the air directly hits your face. Moving on to the top, on the sides you'll find grab rails along with LED reading lamps, and the entire roof lining is black. Now the center tunnel or the transmission hump isn't quite significant, so a passenger sitting in the center should be just fine. You get two charging ports, one is USB-C type, the other is an USB-A type. So a pretty spacious cabin. And to make things much better, you've got panoramic sunroof. So when you open the shade, the cabin feels much more roomy and airy. By the way, I just forgot to tell you, you get an armrest with two cup holders. Also, coming to the upholstery used here, you get black leather seats with yellow contrast stitching. Now moving to the front passenger side, you get keyless entry and go function. Also, the front two seats have been equipped with 3-stage ventilated seat function. And also you've got the power adjustment for both the seats. Now let's switch over to the driver's side. You get power window switches and child lock on the armrest area. The door bins are quite big, you have a lot of storage space. Sliding in a 2-liter water bottle shouldn't be a problem. You get warning lamps for all the 4 doors, which comes as a safety feature. Now, like I've already mentioned that the passenger seat comes with ventilated seat function and power adjustment. So does this driver's seat with additional features. You get 6-way power adjustment along with 3 memory seat functions. So this Harrier is basically packed with features. Alright, we are in the cabin. So as you can see, I guess you are familiar with the design. We have seen it on Nexon, Punch EV, Safari, and we'll be seeing it on the upcoming Curve as well. So this is the new Tata's design language. Now this steering wheel is a 4-spoke illuminated steering wheel. It is tilt and telescopic adjustable. Coming to the mounted controls on the steering wheel, you've got media controls on the left side. And on the right side, you've got switches to toggle your instrument console. Also, you've got cruise control switches along with ADAS specific switches. Now this instrument console here is a 10.25-inch full digital instrument cluster. It's very expansive. You've got a lot of information. Time, temperature, trip meter, odometer, gear indicator, digital speed. And in case if you connect your mobile via Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you can actually transfer your maps or the navigation directly to your instrument console. That way you don't have to look at the infotainment. It's right in front of you, which makes it easy to navigate. Also you get tire pressure monitoring system, G-force meter, compass, power and torque figures, and also shows you all the ADAS level 2 functions. So overall it's a nice looking display, has got a lot of colors. Now moving on to the dashboard, let's talk about the materials used here. The top dash has this smooth textured plastic. Following that, you've got this sunlit yellow themed dash just to match the exterior persona. Then you've got this glossy black treatment with an ambient lighting strip for the first time. You get this strip all over the dash. Then it's finished off with black leather padding along with yellow contrast stitching. The glove box has decent storage space. Now this floating type infotainment touchscreen system is a 12.3-inch unit which is made by Harman. The display is quite big and has got haptic feedback. There's inbuilt air purifier. Now the interesting thing about this system is that it has got 13 JBL sound modes. So music lovers are going to love it. Also this system supports USB connectivity, Bluetooth, radio, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It has Amazon Alexa integrated into it. Let me show you the 360-degree surround view camera as well. This is how the camera display looks like. You can have it in 2D or either in 3D. Depends on your preference, and this feature really helps you out in tight parking situations. Following that, you have climate controls. Well, this time you get dual zone automatic climate control system. So both the driver and the passenger can adjust their preferable temperature. By the way, this panel over here is a completely touch capacitive unit. You get these capacitive buttons for your 360-degree surround view camera, lock and unlock, boot release button, hazard light, and also for other light switches as well. Then you have two charging ports, one is a USB-A type and the other is a USB-C type, followed by a wireless charging pad. Now what's new for this facelift Harrier is that this inclusion of dual control knob. We have seen it on Nexon EV, now it's in Harrier as well. So this is basically terrain mode selector. You get a digital rotary style knob. So you have three terrain modes, one is normal, wet and the other is rough. So you can set accordingly based on the roads for a better grip. Also you've got two drive modes, one is eco and the other is sport. Eco is for fuel efficiency and if you want some fun you can put it in sport. Then you get a hill descent control button. Following that you get this E-shifter, and if you look at this shifter knob, it is actually inspired from Range Rovers. In case if you opt the manual variants, you'll be getting 6-speed manual transmission. Then you get electronic parking brake followed by auto hold switch. There are three different size cup holders followed by this big central armrest. And in fact it has got cooling function inside. So it keeps your drinks chill. Also you get a 12 volts power socket and a USB-A type charging port. Then moving your way up you get auto dimming IRVM followed by LED reading lamps, and you have your sunroof controls. By the way, Tata Motors provides you two emergency buttons. One is for your emergency SOS and the other for breakdown issues, and they are 24/7 operated. And as you can see the sunroof opening is quite big. So that's all about the interiors of this facelift Harrier. Now let's talk about the engine specifications and safety features. Well, in terms of engine options there are no changes as such. So you get the same Cryotech 4-cylinder 2-liter turbocharged diesel engine, which puts out 170 PS or 167.7 bhp of max power and 350 Nm of peak torque, and is paired to a 6-speed manual and a 6-speed automatic transmission as well. And the claimed fuel efficiency is about 16 km per liter. Finally, coming to the safety features. We all know the fact that Tata Motors is known for making safe cars. So does the Harrier. So this facelift Harrier has been crash tested. and has got 5 stars, which is quite obvious. The build quality is quite good. Also, the Omega R platform helps it a lot. Also, this Harrier comes with level 2 ADAS functions, which makes it much more safer. Coming to the features, you get 7 airbags, tire pressure monitoring system, flashing emergency brake light, 3-pointer seat belts, and 360-degree view camera. So that's all for the review, guys. Hope you liked it. If so, consider giving it a like and share with your families and friends. And for more such automotive content, consider subscribing this channel. Thank you so much. Drive safe and have a nice day.